Hey everybody, it's Spoon again. What I'm doing right now is I'm making a spacer for that receptacle down there on the wall because this doesn't sit right. This is a temporary spacer that I'm making with some copper wire because you can't leave these in anymore. When I first started in the trade, this was a normal thing to do on the job. And then they came out with those plastic caterpillars, and usually lime green is the way I remember them. I just don't have any handy. So I'm going to make a spacer here by using a scratch awl and some scrap copper wire we got around and just coiling it. And once I make that coil, I'm going to estimate the length I need, and then I'm going to use my diagonals and I'm going to cut it. And then I'll put it on there, size it, and mess with it a little more till I get it where I want it. But this is one of those shortcuts, improvised things you do until you get the right material, or while you're trying to figure out what the right material is that you need. I can get this up and functioning so we can get plates on it and see if that's what they want it to look like. We can do a demo. It's not meant to stay. It's not meant to be permanent, because I will guarantee an inspector come in and see that, they would go nuts. So I'll have this done this way so we can figure out what plates we want, how we want to do it, and then actually the owner will figure out the plates he wants and how he wants to do it. And then we'll buy the caterpillars. We'll do it. We'll set it up the right way. We'll do the rest of them and beadboard that way. But right now I'm temping this in so that we can get an estimate whether we need jumbo plates, which I think we do, or we can use a standard plate and get away with it, or if they want to try something different. So they're even talking about buying some kind of custom wooden plate to put over there, and they might have to have them made locally. So, but that's what I'm doing. I'm just making this, and what will happen is I'll pull it off the awl. I'll trim down this excess. And then I figure I'm going to need something about that long. So I'm going to cut it. Alright? And then I'm going to slide it on this screw. If I can get accurate enough. Alright. I'll slide it on that screw. I can already tell it's too long. So I'm going to trim it back a couple more. Put it on there. Put that in there. Now, am I the most coordinated guy on earth? I am not. But, there. And that's going to help pull it out, so we know what depth we're looking at. And I'll get another one cut and put on that bottom screw. So I haven't tightened these all the way up yet. And I'll put it on there. Like I said, I learned this coming up, and there was never any rules against it. But from what I understand, and I teach high school now, and I teach at the college. I haven't worked for a contractor in a long time. From what I understand, what I've been told is you can't do this anymore. It's a big no-no. So we won't leave it. It's just going to be in there temporary. It's to give us the depth. And that's that. But it's one of those things you can do if you're in a pinch to make it work, until you get the right stuff to do it. You just got to watch it. What I was told was they're concerned that if there's a short or something, that copper will heat up if it doesn't trip the breaker, and it can cause something around, either melt the box, or if it's a commercial box, it'll just keep transferring it. So I don't know why it would be a big deal, but if it's not allowed, then it's not allowed, and I'll switch over to the right stuff. But this is just one of those old-timer tricks that I learned coming up, and I figured I'd pass it on because somebody might be in a pinch and need to do something until they can get the right stuff to fix it. But you have to get the right stuff to fix it. You can't leave it like this. Because if the National Electric Code is saying it's a no-go, and the National Electric Code is published by the NFPA, the National Fire Protection Association, which has a lot of insurance companies involved, electrical professionals, public safety people involved in those committees, then there's a reason. Then they found that this to be a reason to cause fires. And I'm not using this permanently. We're just going to get this temped in, and we'll get the right material. We're just doing it for measurements. I'll have the circuit off while we're figuring out what parts we need. So remember, this is not good to do. Do not energize while you have it going. I'm just using it for to check the aesthetics of the of the placement of the receptacle and figure out what we need until we get the right material to put it in. This will stay de-energized. All right, spoon out.